Hey, this is Matteo Lane.
I'm Emma Willman.
And this is Inside the Closet.
Inside the Closet.
We're back with another episode.
Back with another episode. It's just, where are you, in LA right now? Where are you?
I'm in LA, yeah. I'm in LA until Friday, and then it's my niece's first birthday, so I'm going to Boston for the weekend.
Aww. What if someone was like, oh, how old is she after you said her first birthday?
Yeah.
But at least you're saying first birthday. You're not like, she's 28 months old.
Oh, God, I couldn't even do the math on that. Someone dropped out of this tour in Australia, so I got an offer to go do a couple shows in Australia, which I would have taken, except for I would have missed her first birthday. And I always cancel family stuff or move stuff around for entertainment. So I was like, no, I have to be there. I have a hard line on this. And I thought this was kind of funny, but the booker of it, who's a agent on it, said, he was like, this business doesn't wait for anybody. I'm I was supposed to go home to a family thing one weekend to see my mother, and then my mother died. And I was like, oh my God. And then he goes, yeah, so thank God I wasn't home and watched her drop dead. He's like, that's why I don't go to family stuff. You don't want to watch someone drop dead. And I was like, oh my God, I'm definitely going to the birthday party. It had the opposite effect, but I was like, entertainment people are insane. That's crazy.
And well, also in my head, you're like, oh, I shouldn't go to Australia. I'm like, yeah, because everything can poison you there.
Oh, really?
I just, no, but I mean, I feel like, that's the deadliest spider, the deadliest pigeon, the deadliest cloud. I'm like, you know what? I can't handle the stress. Also, I can't even fly to Vegas. I went to Vegas this past weekend.
How was it?
It was good. I can't even handle 4 hours on a plane. I can't imagine adding 20 hours onto 4 hours.
The flight to Vegas is it's long.
Yeah, it's basically going to LA. You're going across the country. I have to say, the shows are really good in Vegas at the Cellar, but God, I hate Vegas as a city. I mean, first of all, it's 110 degrees. Secondly, it's the Strip. I don't even know if the Strip is that great. The Strip is just weird Disney World. And let me just ask you something. What the fuck are Donnie and Marie still doing? Because
I thought they were dead.
No, they're alive and kicking it at whatever fucking hotel they're at. It's the Donnie and Marie show. Donnie and Marie what? It was the number one show for 3 years. And I was like, all right, first of all, they're both they've got to be in their early hundreds. And secondly, what are they doing? And I was asking every single audience at Comedy Cellar, I was like, what are they doing? And this lesbian couple was they do everything. They sing opera, they sing rock, they sing jazz. They're really talented. And I was like, oh, I guess I should go see their show instead of just making fun of them without having seen them. And they were like, you should. But,
I thought they were dead. I didn't know that.
They're alive and well. Well, maybe not alive and well, but, and can I just say something else that's been on my mind that I cannot stop laughing at?
They are alive and well. This is crazy. They must be living for life.
I take back the well part. They're definitely alive. You took the words out of my mouth. Have you seen the robots at the airport?
I saw one robot. It didn't, but this is the thing. It looked like R2-D2, but it didn't. When I want a robot that looks like a person.
Back to the R2-D2. How has no one talked about this? My cousin sent me a video of this R2-D2, the size of half of a car, rolling down the sidewalk, telling people not to take unsolicited drivers. And I thought, is this I literally thought to myself, this has to be a
It's a really slow moving machine too. It looks like it's the size of half a car, but it's shaped like a giant bullet, and it looks like R2-D2. It's totally weird. When I was there, it wasn't saying anything. When I saw it, I was like, R2-D2, and I took a bunch of pictures of it, but then I kind of left and forgot about it. But it's totally weird.
Well, let me read to you because I did some research on it, and I couldn't stop laughing about it because I I was reading about what does it do, how much does it cost, blah blah blah. So
are you trying to get one for yourself?
And this came from one of the articles. It said several other female passengers said that they were irked when the machine rolled up and ogled them Thursday. It was coming right to me, and at first I was like, "What the fuck is that?" said Chris Cabagnat, which is what kind of name is that? 31. After the robot sat 10 inches away from her for a minute. Strangely,
also, I like that they say sat. These things don't sit. It remained there.
And then it said when you get close to it, it says you are in my personal space. And then
no, it doesn't. This has to be a joke.
And this is the capabilities. It says capabilities include video surveillance, the ability to broadcast recorded and live messages in the event of an incident, and the ability to ensure it avoids people and objects in its path. Well, you know what? It's just a security camera and an intercom that's in everyone's way. I can't
The
think
robot?
The robot. It's
So the
literally
robot
the size
says,
of a minivan.
So the robot says you're in my personal space?
Yes, it literally says like if you get too close to it, it'll say like you're in my personal space. And then, well, the most absurd thing is like, well, what? First of all, it's not securing anybody. It's not doing anything that a security guard or that a security camera can't do. And then on top of it, if you're being mugged or murdered, what is it going to do? Roll up to you and whop you? Like
You're in my personal space. You're in my personal space. You're in my personal space. Then the person gets so annoyed you're like, you know what, I don't even want to stay and finish killing this person. I'm just going to leave.
And
you're
also, who's going to take authority from a robot? If that robot rolled up to me and was like, "Sir, you can't," I'd be like, "Fuck you, you're a robot." When a real person shows up, then I'll listen. And also, the people who are like taking you into taxis that they're not supposed to, I'd rather go with the person because it's a person.
Right. What if the robot knew you and was like, "It's nice to see you, Matteo"?
Then I would be like, "All right, well, this is the end of civilization as we know it. This is it."
You're a very funny comedian. You'd be like, "All right, maybe robots aren't so bad."
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it. Like, if you wanted a sex robot, what if the sex robot looked like that? Just like a half dildo that sits in your. It says, "Don't get more than 5 feet away." Like, if you get 10 inches near it, it'll say to you, like, "You're in my personal space."
With my luck, that would be the sex robot that I would accidentally order. Like, I would accidentally order the wrong kind of robot, and then I'd have some fucking bitch-ass robot that's like, "Stop looking at me." And I'd be like, "I made you. You're in my house." And they try to make me leave. I'll be like, "Oh, my God, now I'm held hostage by a fucking robot."
Yeah, it really looked like R2-D2, but less gay somehow.
I looked up the Donnie and Marie tickets. Guess what?
What?
There are a lot of tickets available to buy.
Of course there are.
Maybe.
And how much are Donnie and Marie tickets? Actually, if they're over $100, I'm throwing myself into the river.
116 marked down to 73.
Of course. Because who's going to see the show? And in the poster of Marie, which, by the way, she's starting to look a little Michael Jackson-y. It looks like they're both blinking like SOS. I really think that at that point, if I were Donnie and Marie, because I'm sure they're very talented. I mean, I'm making fun of a show I haven't seen. But at that point, I would just hologram myself.
Yeah, call it a day. I saw Donnie years ago in Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I think I was probably like 8, and I think that was when I thought he was retired. I thought he passed away like soon after that.
No, he's alive. He's performing in Vegas. Although I do feel like Vegas is a weird mix of entertainers that are like half like that go to their like entertainment graveyard, and then the other half of it is like really popular people. You know what I mean? Like Lady Gaga is going to be there, and J-Lo, and then it's Donnie and Marie. I'm like, how are we all performing on the same place?
Showbiz, baby. How did Matteo went with Kike? How did Kike like Vegas?
Kike liked Vegas. You know, it's weird because it's like, I think people think like Vegas, da-da-da-da, but we both were kind of like, I don't know if we're like Vegas people. The pool wasn't like, it was always crowded and there was a lot of kids. So like the just going to the pool was like, you know, kind of an hassle. And then one day we were going to go to the pool, and then we walk outside, and all of a sudden everyone in the pool is leaving the pool. We're like, what is going on? And they're like, someone was hit by a foam board, so we're evacuating the pool. I was like, what? Like, it wasn't a palm tree that fell on them. It was a foam board.
I thought it would be someone pooped in the pool.
No, I mean, I think they keep it open if people poop in the pool. I mean, if all Vegas pools have seen worse than poop, and it's like cum and shit, and it's just a mess.
Did any of the kids look at you guys funny as a gay couple?
No, you know, it's funny because like in Vegas, like gay couples are like the least of like the crazy things. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
It's, you know, but there's a lot of just, you know what I can't understand is these people who just sit at these fucking like penny slots all day. They have an oxygen tank. They've got a pack of cigarettes. They're drinking, and they're just all day. And it's
At
like
6 a.m. Yeah.
At 6 a.m. They're halfway through a pack of Marlboro Lights and a beer, and they've got an oxygen tank, and they can barely fit in that chair, and they're playing the Wizard of Oz penny slot, and it's like, and it's like, what is this fun for anyone?
Did you guys go to? I saw something on Facebook. Did you guys go to the Chippendales?
Yes, I went. Oh my God, I went to Chippendales. That's right. I brought Kike to Chippendales, and we went with Des Bishop and Liz at the Cellar, and it was, first of all, because I've seen Magic Mike, I've seen Thunder Down Under, and now I've seen Chippendales. And Chippendales was, again, it's like a show that looks like Laser Zone filled with men who don't want to be there, and the dancing is horrific.
The dancing wasn't good. They must have wanted Kike to be a dancer.
One of the dancers came up to Kike and like sat on his lap.
No.
And I was like, yeah, of course. I mean, come on. Do you think any of them are straight?
Well, there was this guy. Someone wrote a post that said they felt like you and I were competing to see who could fall in love faster, which, first of all, is a ridiculous thing to say. But also, I was thinking about it and like, all right, you're a crazy person because what do you think the competition here is? Matteo, first of all, that would never be a thing to compete about. But second, Matteo's in like a amazing, loving relationship, and then I'm over here like in Disasterville. There's no. That would be like saying like John Goodman and an Olympic pole vaulter were competing in a pole vaulting championship. Like there'd be no competition. It'd be like no, me being John Goodman. Like there's nothing's happening. But someone said that, and I thought that was such a ridiculous.
Someone really said that we're in a competition for finding love.
It says it seems like the hosts are competing with each other to see who can fall in love quicker. And I was like, well.
First of all, they must not listen to the show if they're referring to us as the hosts.
True.
I mean, it's like Matteo and Emma. And I don't think that there's a competition to find love for each other. I mean, because I won. No, I think, can you imagine?
For two reasons. One, that's not a thing to compete about. Two, Matteo's in a loving relationship, and it's like, hi, have you heard about anything I've ever said before? There's no competition.
I don't think it's a competition. I think it's weird that people try and pit things against each other that way. You know what I mean?
Well, so there's also been like, so after the last episode when I was like, so I loved having Zara on. I thought that was so interesting about like the sex and the love and all that stuff. So after the last episode, things were like really good with Canada, just fun. And we had a whole talk about how what we wanted was to be like respectful of each other and like just have a good time and all that. So I was really excited to see her because she's supposed to be she's in LA at the same time I am. So I was really excited to see her. And then there was this day, I think the day before we left for LA, she started texting me like, I'm feeling really weird. So she had a lot of stomach problems. So I just assumed it was about that. She's like, I feel weird. Not saying what she felt weird about. Then we get in on Sunday night and I go to see her. Something's really weird. But I was kind of like, I had wanted to be working on an audition. So we were both kind of off. And then the next morning she kept talking about like how she's not really going to have any time while we're in LA. It felt very passive aggressive. Like I wanted to just be like, are you trying to tell me that you don't want to hang out? Because it's all good. Just like, I mean, that would be a pain, but just say it. Like felt very passive aggressive. So I drop her off and then I go to leave and then I stick my head back into the house and I go, hey, what's up? Like, because things have been so good in New York. It's like, what's going on? Like, this is just supposed to be fun. What's up? Like, do you need a break? And she was like, yeah, I want a break. And I was like, the problem is that I have to get it out of you. Like, respect me enough to tell me you want to go on a break. So I'm not the one like pulling it out of you. But I was like, okay, cool. Good luck. So then I leave.
But did she say why she wanted a break or she just wanted a break? Well,
that was the thing. I figured it out. But the reason, so that's what bothered me because I was like, it just seems so like we had such a nice time in New York, just like casual. And for me to find someone that's not necessarily like looking for a relationship, but is fun to be with and I have good sex with, oh my God, that's like a unicorn. So I'm like very excited. I was excited about this prospect.
Mm-hmm.
So then, but so that, what bothered me, I was just like, so like, wow, I can't read this person at all. Like so wishy-washy. I blocked her and everything. I was like, I just got to like I don't want this like drama. I can't take this like extreme, because it's supposed to like, you can say anything. It's fun. But then if you can't say what's on your mind, what the fuck are we doing?
Right.
So it comes out. So like later that night, she's like, Oh, I think I asked her, actually. I think she didn't tell me. I said, did you listen to the podcast or something? And she goes, yeah. And I go, oh, that's why you feel weird. Because on the podcast, I was joking around being like, I love her. We're going to get married. Which is such an exaggeration of anything. So then she's like, yeah, and I felt weird about that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, of course you did.
She felt weird about that, and not that we were saying negative things, but like,
oh,
I don't know how many. Weird about?
Hey, I don't know, but I was like, I wish you had just said to me, I listened to the podcast and that made me feel weird, because that I would have understood, and then I wouldn't have gotten mad at you. I would have been like, oh my God, I completely understand. I'm sorry you had to hear that. I don't hold it against you for listening. I would too. In a perfect world, someone wouldn't. And I need to figure out how to marry that thing. I can tell you from the heart that I was exaggerating and joking, but that wasn't very nice of me either. So fuck me. But things are like.
I like how rational we are with ourselves when we argue ourselves.
Oh, well, that was the thing. I was like, look, my whole problem why I blocked you and everything was because I was like, oh my God, she's so like wishy-washy and like so I can't like keep a thought. But then when I found out it was the podcast, I was like, oh nope, I'm an asshole. Good to go. See you later. Bye. So
it's easier just to put the blame on yourself. Do you feel like any of this was like self-sabotaging? Like you were doing it because I don't know.
I mean, when I said that on the podcast, like, I love her, I want to get married, to me, that seemed like pretty obviously that it was a joke.
I don't know, because I said that about Kike the second I met him, and it's so far not a joke.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think it was just like such an, I mean, I did feel like a real excitement around her. I really liked her. But like, it wasn't like, it was like, you know, I mean, I could have, in a different world, like, could she be someone that, I mean, now, God, no, it's so dramatic. We've been dating under like 3 months, and the amount of just clusterfuckery, which I really think is related to age. But if I ever date someone that's like, when I'm like, oh yeah, we met, they lied about their age and they have a girlfriend, just punch me in the face. Because it's like, just maybe this person isn't the most reliable type of person to be getting to know.
Well, I think we're sort of backtracking on what I was talking about to you earlier. And just maybe it's not the greatest thing in the world for you.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the whole thing was just supposed to be like fun and respectful, and then we just like kind of turned it on its head. But to be fair to her, yeah, I would have been super jarred if I heard her say that too, because I would have been like, wait, I thought we were just like trying to like get to know each other and have it be. So I get it. I totally get it. I mean, she sent me.
Well, how do you feel about it right now? Because do you feel sad? Do you feel regrets?
I was really sad. I was really sad yesterday, and this is the other thing I'm happy to report. Since I've been in Cancun, not only have I not been drinking, I have a new philosophy on life.
Go on.
Hear this?
Yes.
I eat gummy bears every morning. Changes everything.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I was.
I'm joking. This is my new philosophy in life is this. Okay. Because a lot of the reasons that I'll like drink or whatever it was because I'd be like, I fucking like, you know, I'd be like working all the time, and then I'd be like, I hate my life. There's no like stability in it. It's just like a cluster ball of like work and then trying to figure stuff out. Even though that's so like pig-headed of me, because I really do have a pretty cool like life that I'm grateful for. So I was like, but what I'm gonna do is every day I'm gonna try to do something where I can manage and like my life better. Like if it's a thing like trying to go to yoga or like seeing a friend more or saying no to stuff so I have more time to myself, or making sure I like am not hungry and eating at the right times, or being better with money, like all stuff like that. Like, so I don't feel so out of control, and it's been helping so much. And I haven't drank in like in 2 weeks, but more than that, because it's not really necessarily the drinking, it's the things you're trying to escape when you're doing what it is. I've actually been happier. So when this shitty thing happened yesterday, I was like, okay, I just have to feel my feelings. I have to feel my feelings. Feel my feelings.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing with you is that you and I are similar in the sense that we like to feel certain feelings. So like I'm very comfortable feeling anger, and I'm very comfortable feeling whatever that feeling is, adrenaline on stage. I'm not comfortable
anger, and those are
feeling...
connected. Because anger is an adrenaline thing, and then also, I think sometimes like self-pity, but I turn that into anger, and then
But that's right. That's what I was gonna say. Is like I think what's hard to latch onto is sadness and, you know, feeling sorry for yourself
Discomfort.
in a lot of ways. Discomfort.
That's what it was.
And that happens
At first,
a lot.
I was mad.
Right.
And when I didn't know why she all of a sudden did the switch and was just being so strange to me, that's when I was like, okay, I don't have time for this. Like, that's why I was mad. I was like, get out of here. Like, what the hell? And then when I found out it was the podcast, I was like, oh my God, of course you felt weird. And
do you feel like you don't want to talk about future stuff on the podcast because of it?
I don't know. I mean,
it's also okay to keep some stuff private. I mean, I know the problem is that we always, as comedians, want to like say everything that's happening in our lives all the time, and then it's like when somebody important is in your life, you're like, oh, well, I don't want to fuck this up because I'm not using this for material. I'm enjoying this because I enjoy this person.
Yeah, and I love sharing stuff with you guys, and then people like write in with their stuff. I don't know. I mean, I think it's completely unfair to expect someone you're with if not listen. You know,
I asked Kike today because we went through this thing today because I was like, I'm realizing I'm a boring person. And the truth of the matter is like, you
are not a boring person.
Well, no, here's the thing. Is like, I'm calling myself that. Because I literally just work. My fun is work. All I do is work. I have shows. And the thing is, I enjoy that. I enjoy working. I enjoy being at shows. I enjoy the grind. I enjoy the competition. I enjoy I love all of it. And I'm surrounded by people who are very like-minded. And now I have Kike here, and we're here together, and we're trying to build a life together. And he's asking me questions like, oh, what do you do for fun? And I'm like, I felt like saying whitewater rafting. I was like, work. I'm like, I don't have hobbies. I don't have a lot of friends outside of comedy. I don't know where to go to dance. I don't know where fun places are.
You don't know where to go to dance?
I don't know where to go. I have 6 shows on Friday. 6.
That's great.
Of course it's great. But then at the same time, it's like, you know, I don't expect Kike to come with it to every show.
No.
Because, one, puts the pressure on me because now I'm like in work mode and I'm in my quote unquote office, you know, and it's like I'm trying to work on material, work on this. And then the other part of me is like, oh God, how do I worry about keeping him okay and tagging him along and making sure he's not being neglected. And then, you know, he doesn't have a lot of friends here in America. So I'm like, I feel like today's the first day my heart sort of feels like split because I'm like, I don't know how to make everybody happy. And I also
how's he doing in the States? Like, is he like how's he feeling about it?
He's super happy to be here. And I mean, we're doing great things. Like I got to take him to Vegas. Next week I'm taking him to Chicago. Then we're going to DC. Like, it's not like it's boring by any means, but you know, it's like...
I think you definitely don't ever need to worry about entertaining someone. You know what I mean? Like, that's not...
I don't think entertaining is the right word. I think it's more like, you know, I have a boyfriend and there's stuff that he's going to want to do. Not everything is my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the sacrifice I'm making right now is that not everything in my life is my life. I mean, typically it's my life. I wake up when I want. I eat what I want. I go to the gym when I want. I could lay in bed all day. I could write. I could call friends. Like, you know, now I have someone here, and it's like I need to also hear that person and make the effort to do things that they want to do. And it's just hard to have that balance because, like, yesterday I was shooting with MTV all day, and then I had this meeting, and then, you know, I got like a certain amount of time, then I had 2 phone calls, and then, you know, it's like, we got to go to the gym.
Okay. You work. Like that, like, even if you weren't in entertainment, like, yeah, you'd have to be, like, working. You'd have to be, like, gotta go to the office.
Right. I guess because it's not a 9 to 5.
When I was going into an office, that I'd be like, fuck. But
right.
People,
yeah.
When I worked at this office, every morning my supervisor would come in, and this was his joke. Every morning, Matteo. He never missed a day. He would come in, and I had to be there at 8 a.m. He would come stick his head in, he'd go, hey, Emma, good afternoon. And then I would go, hi, John. And then he'd go, good afternoon. And then he would wait until I went, good afternoon. He'd be like, ah. And then at the end of the day, he'd be like, hey, good morning. And I'd be like...
Yeah, see, if that was my life, that man, I would make it past 24.
I can't believe I even... Yeah, and he was
that's the most fun thing he could think of.
He was so bad at his job, too. Like, he never did... People like that, I'm like, wow, just like the levels of privilege here. Because he was just like a straight white guy, and he just...
Not even privilege, just the insecurity of needing security, a false sense of security.
he could not have existed in that space of just doing absolutely nothing and just like popping around the office if he was like anything but like just a little like just something like he was just like oh god he was a boss. He was like a supervisor.
A boss. I'm suspicious of all bosses because you know that they're in this for some weird power trip. But anyways, just real quick back to Kike. I'm like, what do I do in order to like?
I think also here's something that's tough too. You guys went from being long distance to living together, so that's tough. I think it's like kind of like managing the expectations that you also you work a lot and then he's here, so he's gonna find friends and then he'll eventually hopefully find some type of work that he'll be doing. So then that'll also when someone first moves to the city, they're probably like. He's probably looking to you more than he will once he gets settled in here. How is it with citizenship? Like, is that going to happen when you guys get married?
Yeah, we'll have to go down that road once we get married.
Oh my God. Who's going to wear the dress?
Obviously me. But, I think you're right. I think when he gets work and we sort of, it's also been a week. That's the other thing,
it's only
too.
Been a
it's
week.
So dramatic. But I get like in my head and get upset, and I think that that's bad energy to transfer to somebody else. So it's like up to me also to like, what I feel like? I feel like a woman in the 50s where I'm like, keep the house clean. I have a family. Take care of the kids. Better have dinner on the table. But it's like I'm trying to manage all these things, and it's like I think I'm making it harder on myself than it actually is.
Does he seem happy? Is he content?
Yeah, he seems very happy. I mean, he's like, I'm getting nervous because it's like I'm not like I know I'm at home, but it's not my home, and I don't have my friends here. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. You're far away from the life and people that But
it's fucking
also,
hard.
it's like,
so hard. Do you remember moving to New York? Do you remember how hard that is? Oh my! I had one friend here. I had my sister here. But then I had one friend from dyslexic summer school, and having just one friend makes such a difference. And I'll never forget it. She's like, I know a bunch of lesbians, so we went out to a lesbian bar in Park Slope, and right when we get to the bar, like the most stereotype of all stereotypes, this lesbian literally like barges in wasted, big girl, short haircut, barges in, and someone was like, oh, that's the captain of the softball team, and I was like, oh my God. And they like turn, and the girl takes a glass and like shatters it in her hand, and she's like, "Why won't you go out with me?" To some other girl, and then they have to like, people were like, "Oh my God!" And then she got out of there. But that was one of my first experiences of like gay culture in New York. Henrietta Hudson.
When I first moved to New York,
one of my fucking girlfriends made out with that goddamn girl. I just remember a couple prides ago.
Can I please see your ID? I think when I first moved to New York, I knew one person, my boss, who I went to school with, and that was it. But the thing about comedy, though, is like we kind of put ourselves already in an existing community. You just pop yourself in.
Exactly.
I mean,
right.
There's open mics, there's a community, there's shows. So you just sort of like almost like high school, like you're just shoved in together. Eventually,
does he need to go to
friends.
Are there any kind of support groups you could go to? Because like those are like nice community things. Like, is there like a community of like people from Spain? Like that? Do they have like a luncheon?
Yeah, the people from Spain have a luncheon. It's called a Hunk-a Hunk-a luncheon.
Hunk-a Hunk-a book club.
There's a book club. Yeah, I think we'll look into stuff like that too, and like I think it's just the first week, and
oh my God, moving is so hard. He literally
moving is very hard.
Country. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And then also moving into someone's like apartment. Yes, that's like it's a whole big clusterfuck of a thing. Do you think that I think that it's good that the things are done with Canadian Girl, just good for a lot of reasons, because also
yes, and some of us could have told you that by week 1.
But then, so my question is this though, but she's not in the wrong for feeling weird about the podcast. I wish she had just told me that's what it was.
Here's the thing. Neither one of you are in the wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? And here's why. Because you two hadn't established that you were girlfriend. You guys liked each other. You enjoyed each other. And you were both...
We'd even established we wouldn't want to do girlfriend. We were just like, look. I mean, also the other thing, too, is she's 24. I can't actually have a 24-year-old girlfriend. It was more about we enjoyed each other's company. We liked having sex, and we both have to travel a lot. And we work a lot, so it's a nice support system. That said, if we're going to be sharing a lot together, I need to be able to trust it. And it gets too fucking weird too quick. For both of us.
Yeah, I'm just going to say from her side, I get it. I get listening to that. And maybe
of course.
That.
Oh, my God. Mateo, I was like, yeah, I want to get married. Like,
but that's fine that you said that. I mean, listen, anyone who can hear that and doesn't know that it's a joke, that's all.
But also, that's mean. If I tuned into something and my like person I was looking up with was like, oh, yeah, like I love her and I want to get married. And then I'd be like, oh, wow, I can't believe they're saying that. And then I talk to them and they're like, no, I'm joking. I'd be like, oh, cool, funny joke, face. Good one.
I don't think it's mean, but I think listen, I think you said it because you were excited, and that's where the feelings came from.
I was excited.
Yes. So I think if anything, it came from a good place, and you're on a show. You're an elevated version of yourself. You're performing in a sense, and you're excited, and you met someone new, and you got your mojo back, and those are the words that came out. I don't think that it should be an insult in any way, and I don't think that anyone should take offense to it. I mean, if anything, it's a compliment. Just take it as a compliment.
Right. Yeah.
You have to worry about stuff like that, but
But it was a good feeling. It was good because I literally was yesterday like walking around like feel your feelings, and I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
I also am very proud of you for not going to drinking.
Yeah, and I like did a couple of yoga moves. I didn't have a show last night.
You just like run home. You're like, all right, downward dog, and done.
Yep, I was gonna go to a yoga class, and then I was like, I just like took a bath.
I get nothing from yoga. I get nothing from yoga. Nothing.
I love it.
I feel like
I love it. There's always one person that's like so extra in it, just doing like headstands and twirls like before the class started. And it's like, okay, just do this.
Saying like namaste, which I think just means like hello or whatever in Hindi. But
Fortune Femster has the funniest joke about namaste. It's so funny. She's like, and I'm paraphrasing it, but she's like, I'm from the South where we just string words together. So when I was in yoga and I heard them saying like namaste, namaste, I thought they were saying like, nah, I'ma stay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'ma stay too. She's like, namaste. Yeah, I'ma stay. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. I love her so much. She's the nicest person ever. Her and I hung out a lot in Aspen when we were doing Gay Ski Week together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
You're lesbian.
Yeah, I guess I'm being super insecure and I need to get over it. And
I don't think you're necessarily being insecure. I think you should I think it's definitely like a stressor, not just having a boyfriend live with you, but having anyone all of a sudden live with you. You've lived alone for a while. You're in a studio apartment. Like it's like a big difference.
Yeah, this is my first time. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Living in a studio with someone is fucking tough too. Like even for the most functional of relationships, it's because in the beginning it's just like a fuck fest, and then it's like okay, you're just like it's hard without a door to close and some like if you want to like be private, you're like in the bathroom.
Right, like if I get angry, I just storm into the bathroom.
Right, like, all right,
the only door to close. Yeah,
I'll sit in the tub.
I'm gonna take a bath, and then they're like, well, I have to pee. You're like, God damn it.
Is he working out all the time? Like, how's he like look that way?
Yeah, we're going to the gym after this.
Oh my God.
I know, he's so handsome. He's just staring at his phone right now.
So maybe. Well, yeah. I mean,
I keep asking him if he wants to talk on the podcast, and he shakes his head no. That makes sense.
I totally understand it. And we've got some questions to get to today. I thought there was something else I was going to tell you, but I'm drawing a blank on it.
Donnie and Marie, R2D2?
No. I was the victim.
Of what?
Matteo.
Of me?
No.
Oh. I was like, what did I do?
That was so cute. I was a victim of me.
Yeah.
That was so cute. No, I went into get like my face waxed. So I've been into this place before.
Oh my God! Yes.
The time before she did my eyebrows like really dark, but I've gotten my hair cut in there before, and it's fine, and it's right across from where I live. So I'm like,
were they Russian?
Israeli.
Okay, all right. Well, all right.
So I go in, and I was like, hi, I'd like to get my eyebrows done, but like not so dark this time. And she's like, okay. So then I go in the back room, and I was like, and I'd like to get them waxed and dyed. She's like, okay. So we do the waxing, and it hurt, but I was kind of like, it hurts a lot. And then she does the dye after the waxing, and I go, youch, this hurts. And she's like, oh yeah, it's bad to do dye after wax. And I was like, cool. I mean, I didn't know that, like, but I can feel that in my fucking face, like it hurts. So I leave, whatever, give a tip. I'm a good tipper, motherfucker. So I leave. I'm trying to be less of a. Now I'm gonna be real shrewd, a little shrewder with that. But so I leave. I'm like, my face hurts. I've got 2 shows that night. I was talking to the Canadian at the time. She's like, Emma, your eyebrows are way too dark. I went and saw my old roommate as part of my Get Happier program. So I saw a friend. And she's like, honestly, like, you know, I always keep it real with you. Your eyebrows are really dark. So I go back in, get them bleached. My face is hurting. I wake up the next day. I have burns on my eyelids, like raw burn all over my face. I go in and I'm like, what happened? And they're like, oh, she left the wax on too long. It wasn't just she left the wax on too long, but the wax was too hot. So I had fucking burn marks all over my face.
Oh my God, Emma, what does it look like right now?
Now it's better because I've been putting Neosporin on it, but I felt like it was like, I felt like when I was like a fat kid where I felt like trapped in my body and it wasn't like representative of who I was. And like, I felt like it was like that, but like my face.
I mean, I would fucking sue them. I would be so fucking pissed at them.
I was really annoyed, and I had to go to San Antonio that night. So when I went in, I was like, "This is a
Emma,
big problem."
annoyed is an understatement. Your face was burned. Annoyed is when you like are waiting in line at the grocery store. You should be furious.
I don't get annoyed when I'm waiting inside at the grocery store, to be honest.
Oh my God, I get annoyed if I wait for anything.
So I wasn't, but I went in and I was like, "Big problem." And then I showed them a picture of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and I was like, "This is what I'm supposed to look like." Which, okay, obviously I'm exaggerating. I only look like that with 10,000 pounds of makeup on.
Right.
But, and then I was like, I'm going to get a lawyer. They didn't even offer me a refund.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Emma, you've got to at least talk to a lawyer or something. You can't walk around like Two-Face from Batman. I mean, you're on stage, for God's sakes.
I know, my face is better now, but.
Is it better now? I mean, you're putting a lot of because when you sent me those pictures, I literally thought, oh God, what has happened to Emma?
Could you? I mean, yeah, I was like, look, like having a kind of cute face. That's all I got over here, buddy. I was like, you know, like sometimes I work out, sometimes I don't, but I gotta, you know, my face is I need it to stay that way.
You know, if Rosie the robot from LaGuardia was there, you would not have gotten your face burned. She could have let you know it was too hot.
Yes. My mom, that's something my mom will say to me. She'll be like, you have a very nice face. She'll say, like, you have a nice face. You know, you have a very pretty face. I'm like, Mom, I look a lot like you. She's like, yeah, it's nice. We have a nice face. It's a good
If
face.
I literally came to my mother and I was like 700 pounds overweight and like ripped out all my hair and grew like 8 eyebrows and like somehow attached 20 nipples to my face, my mother would be like, "You're the most beautiful boy in the world."
That's true. Oh wait, it's true. If you were like that though, what would be hard would you would be so fucking pissed about it that it would be hard to be around. That's the only reason it'd be like, because you would just be like, it'd just be like nonstop. Like, can you believe this? Can you believe? Like 5 eyes.
It would be a nightmare.
Really?
It'd be a nightmare. A true nightmare.
Yeah, it'd be like, this is. I'm surprised I didn't say this earlier. Did I tell you that I met Chelsea Handler?
I met her when I did Late Night with Seth Meyers.
No.
When I meet her, I literally was 3 inches away from her, and she said nothing to me.
This was so I met her, but I didn't, you know when you see someone and you know their face, but you don't know where you know them from?
Yes.
So, you know, we see a lot of comedians around in New York, especially at a comedy club. It's like there's all these comics around. So it's like you know someone, you're like, oh, they must be a comic I did a show with. There's a pleasantry, but you don't necessarily know where you know them from. So I'd had a really long day. I had a really long day. It was last Tuesday, so I'd done morning radio, like I had an audition podcast. I'm tired, and I had hosted a show, and I felt really bad about that show. So I'm upstairs with a comedian named David Tell, sitting at a comedy club, the Cellar, towards the entryway. So we're just sitting there, and we're talking about the show, and we were both like, oh, that was tough. And then Chelsea Handler comes over with two friends. She's like, hi, Dave. He's like, hi. And then she says hi to me. I don't realize who this is. I say hi. Then she sits down, and then he's like, I'm tired. I'm going to go. So she's sitting across from me, and then her two friends are there. No one else has noticed her. And I'm kind of like, oh, is that Chelsea Handler? And then she's like, so do we know each other? And I was like, no, I thought I knew you. So I said hi like I knew you, but I don't. I'm Emma. And she's like, no, I think we know each other. And I was like, no, definitely not. And she's like, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, no, I know. But I was so tired. If I wasn't so tired, I would have been like, yeah, maybe. But
I mean, Emma,
so
you're sitting across from Chelsea Handler. Why wouldn't you say, like, yeah, maybe, you know?
Yep. Nope. I go, no, definitely not.
She looks good, doesn't she?
She looks great. I started talking to her friend, and then she's like, what are you guys talking about? And we're talking about skin cream. And then I was like, are you going up tonight? She's like, no. I was like, not tonight. And then she's like, did you go up? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I was just being so fucking normal that I was astounded with myself. I was like, yeah, but it was a tough show. I kind of want to quit show business. She's like, I get it. And I was like, yeah.
I mean, it's unlike the time that Amy Schumer, you called yourself Amy Schumer.
But I was keeping it this is the thing that I did that was dumb. Her friend's like, yeah, she's looking for an apartment here. And I was like, oh, there's great deals on the Upper East Side right now. And she was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, yep. Downtown Brooklyn's way overpriced, though. And she was like, oh, cool. And then we talked a little more, and they were like, we're going to go downstairs. Are you going to come? And I was like, nope, got to go home. So I go home, and then once I got home, I was like, wait, why did I not just stay and fucking hang out? Also,
yeah, why did you hang out with them?
I don't know. I mean, it was just like a pleasantry on their part. So then I went back to the cellar, pretended I forgot my notebook, but then they had just left.
Yeah.
But how weird is that?
It's very weird, and I think I have a celebrity to up you, talking about competing with each other. But I interviewed Liam Payne.
Ooh!
Do you know who that is? One from One Direction?
Yes, now I know who that. And an interview. This wasn't even like an interview. This was just like a very bizarre. This was just fucking weird.
Well, yours was a cooler experience because it was natural. Mine was on a television set, and I had like specific questions in 15 minutes. No, it's not exciting.
It is exciting.
No, he was really nice, but he was
Matteo, One Direction.
He could live in a Polly Pocket home.
One Direction is huge.
Well, now there are multiple directions because they're all like individual. But he was really nice. I kept trying to I keep forgetting how I keep making jokes and like the producers are like, don't make any disparaging jokes about like the nominees for the MTV Movie Awards. And I was like, you got it. And then immediately started making fun of Josh Brolin. But at one point I said a joke, and I hope I don't get attacked by the Ariana Grande fans. Liam goes,
I love Ariana Grande with all my heart. What did you say?
No, I love her too, and of course I make jokes about everybody. But he goes, he's like, well, I'm not going to say the name, but there was a very famous rapper who has been known to be stealing that type of music, and so I go, Ariana Grande, and
that's funny.
Thank you, but then I'm like, oh god, her fans are going to come after me with a rage.
No, they'll know you weren't talking about that. They'll not. Wait, so what was he like? Like, did you?
He could not have been nicer. First of all, I expected him to be closed off and like stupid, and that's horrible on me to expect that. But when you come from One Direction, you don't expect much. So and that's a horrible thing that I just said. I get that, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. So then when I met him, literally I was like, hi, and he was so charming and well spoken. He's like, oh, thank you so much for having me. A lot of fun to be here. I've got to tell you, like he just was so I don't even necessary. I mean, I was like, so we have a question for you. There was this girl, she was crying, and I was before he came out, and I was like, what's the matter? She's like, because the producers have the girls ask like a question, but obviously like it's all set up, and so they were like, she was like, the question I was supposed to ask, he said doesn't sound natural enough, and I just came all the way from Texas to meet him, and I was like, all right, what's your name? She goes, B, and I was like, as in the bee, like the bumblebee? She's like, yes. I was like, all right, B, we got you. So the second he sat down, I was like, Liam, this girl B over here wanted to say hi to you, and she's like screaming and crying. It's like, hello, B, nice to meet you. But then I was so funny because I was talking to Kike, and I was like, it's kind of weird that I just like sat down with one of like the most famous people in the world, but because I'm not a fan of that music, like to me, it's just kind of like meeting somebody normal. But like if that was Mariah or Lindsay Lohan or the Barefoot Contessa, I'd be losing my mind.
If I was meeting a boy band, I would be freaking out. Like I would have been like,
because it's been your goal in life to be in a boy band, Emma, and also, you need to admit it.
definitely. And also the thing is too is it's like there's no way, like, props to him for engaging with that, because there's like no way for someone to really engage. Like if someone's just screaming at you, there's like no way to be like, oh hey, how are you doing? And then if they're still shrieking, like, what do you even? Where do you go from there?
Growing up in an Italian family, I know how to deal with people just shrieking at you all the time.
That's good. That's good. You're well prepped, because it's like, because there's certain people where, for me, if it's someone in comedy, I mean, I got very flustered with Amy Schumer, but if it's someone, it's someone like a One Direction, that would be very like.
No, and if I met Christina Aguilera, I don't know.
That would be. You would hold it together for that?
I honestly think I would hold it together for every single person but Barbra Streisand and Mariah.
Well,
and maybe Liza.
I love you.
Well, Mariah, I would just have so many things I want to talk to her about. None of them would be appropriate.
Right. Mariah. I hope I'd keep it cool.
Like 10 more minutes. Let's get to some questions.
We'll get to the questions, Ooh, I love the name of this first one. It's Bye in Mumbai.
Okay, I like this. That's the name of my book.
I recently attended my first Pride. Oh, side note, I won't be in New York for Pride because my family's doing a family photo.
Side note, I don't know what I'm doing for Pride.
Well, I would love to hang out and do something fun with you and Gail, but I have to take a family photo.
Just don't. Photoshop yourself in.
I have to, because I've missed the last 3.
Send one of the robots from LaGuardia Airport in your place.
I know. Part of my Be Happier plan is me trying to be a better friend and better family member. And also a better goddamn girlfriend. Not girlfriend, fucking dater. God damn it.
All right, let's get to the question, because we're going to go back into a spiral of selfie.
Yes. Bye in Mumbai. I recently attended my first Pride. While I enjoyed the walk immensely, I also felt like an outsider because of cliques that already exist. All these people seemed to know each other well, and I ended up feeling a bit alienated when I thought this was supposed to make me feel the opposite. Have you ever felt that way? How do you guys find your people within the community? Thank you for creating this podcast. It really makes my day every time you put out an episode. Looking forward to your Netflix specials and everything else you guys do. Thank you so much.
That's so sweet of her. I actually have an answer to this. I
totally relate.
The hardest, I totally relate. I think every single person who's queer in the LGBT community, or anybody in any community, can feel that way. When you're walking up to something that feels so established and so like everyone's in their place, it's hard to find where you fit in. But, it's small steps. Like when I moved to New York, I didn't really find gay friends until a couple of years of living here. And it should happen naturally. But
did you have, what's gay friends? You mean, did you have like kind of gay friends?
Like friends who were gay, who were not comedians. But I think even when I look back at my first Pride, the first Pride I went to was with straight people, my straight girlfriends, because I didn't have any gay friends.
Right.
And it, slowly but surely I put myself out there and got to meet people, and slowly but surely, all it takes is one person to help you enter into a whole new world. But before you enter, before Kike goes, it sounds like a movie. But before you get there, it just can feel intimidating. But just know, put yourself out there, go to different events. Not everything has to be Pride. Pride is overwhelming. It can be like literally a book club. It could be, go to a bar on a Tuesday night. Anything, just anything that will help put yourself out there. But it just takes one person to really sort of get you in.
Also, the other thing, too, is I think it's really in your head when you go to these things that everyone knows each other, because I really felt that way where I was like, oh, my God, like everyone's like in this like big mix, and or like there's all these like different segments. And there are a lot of people that have known each other for years and years. And then maybe someday that'll be you with your friends you've known for years and years. But it's like it's more, you're so not alone. Like when you go to something like that, there's also the added pressure of it's Pride, we're together, everybody right now, fun. And it's like, whoa, you feel like you're like almost missing something. So then that pressure makes you feel even more alone.
Right.
But you're not, it's like kind of like just dislodge that and know that like you're there. So you're like a part of the whole thing. But I do that too, where it's like you feel like it's like you're not, especially because like I'm not, it's funny, like ever since I started doing show business stuff, like I'm a pretty serious person. Like when I used to go out, I would be more fun, at least I think. Maybe not. I'd have to ask one of my friends from college that. But now like I'm just like kind of like serious. So like when I go to like big events like that, I'm usually more like kind of like thinking, and people will be like, what are you thinking about? You're being quiet or something like that. So I feel out of it because I'm not just like letting loose and like I'm like, and having a good time. I'm like in a quarter being like, what am I going to do with my life? You know what I mean?
For those who are not in entertainment, I think that it definitely just is a matter of looking online, seeing different things, going out on dates. Sometimes dates lead to friendships, or there's so many wonderful things that you can do that will help get you connected into that community. Oh, wait. Hold on. Kike has something to say.
Hello.
Kike?
Hello, Mima.
Hello. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm pretty good.
Nice to hear that.
What do you guys up to?
I was telling you to Matteo that I used to use Tinder to meet get to know people, like uh, make friends.
Would it work, or would they pressure you to hook up?
No. Well, at the beginning, yes, the people want to like going with another vibe, but you start to talk with them, and I don't know. I make my best friend from Madrid. I meet him in Tinder.
That is a good idea, actually. Thank you, too, because then it's just a place to also meet gay people. So you could even put on your picture, like, I'm here for Pride, like, looking for people to go out with.
For friends, exactly. I wrote that. I'm
That's a good
looking
idea.
for friends, not for hookups.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Emma and I met. We met on a Tinder date.
Yeah. Kike has a beautiful voice.
Emma, when you and I met on a Tinder date?
Could you imagine?
And I was like, well, this isn't going to work, and the sex was awful.
Yeah, some of the wires got horribly crossed. That is a good idea, actually, for Pride stuff. Just join dating apps and put on them like, hey, I'm also here for friends. Like, that takes a lot of the pressure off.
I think that's totally fair.
Maybe I'll do that. All
right, what's the next question?
Right.
Oh, we have to end after this question.
Okay. Oh, wait. I just had it up, and then now I don't know where it is. And we'll just take the second to plug. We've got our live show on June 2nd, and also we did launch our Patreon, a soft launch. We'll do like a big launch.
Oh, my God.
And all that.
Yeah, we lost our Patreon, and I barely understand how it works, but we want to create content and do shout-outs and do all this fun stuff for you guys. So how do they find our Patreon, Emma?
Tyler will do a post on our Facebook page to it, and we're just figuring out like all the different stuff that we're gonna do in it. But it'll be like video of the podcast, extra podcast, like bonus audio and visual content.
Yeah, and we want to be able to talk to you guys, and go to our Facebook page, you guys, because that's like where a lot of we hear a lot from you guys from there.
And we'll like redo like Tinder profiles, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last question. I came out as a lesbian about 2 years ago and have been so happy and full. However, I've recently befriended a man, and our connection is really, really great. Our bond feels like the same level I had with my first lady and biggest love. She put first lady in caps. Very lesbian of you. We were out last month and got drunk, and I apparently made the first move. We hooked up, then spent the day together, and he said he liked me, but wanted to be respectful of my identity. Am I a traitor? A fraud? Sure, maybe I'm bi, but the definitiveness of my coming out led to some disconnections with family who said they think I may go back to being hetero. So if we end up together, which we have continued to see each other and it's still really great, I feel so shitty that they were kind of right. My question is, how do I navigate this? What will people think? Why do I care? Wow, great question.
I think this issue has more to do with people around her than her herself.
You have to be with whoever makes you happy.
Right.
Exactly.
What she's doing is totally normal and totally fine. And if you like this guy, great. If it works out, amazing. If you end up being with a woman, great. If your family has a problem with it, then whether you're with a man or a woman, your family has some sort of external problem regardless, and that it's
homophobic based on their part. So I completely understand not wanting to be like, okay, you guys were right, but they weren't right, because the reason they were right was devaluing your queerness, but you can still be just as queer as you were before, but now you're with someone that they deem works.
Right, like they'll need
But
to understand too.
you're
Just
still
because
the
you're
same
with a
you.
man doesn't mean you're not who you are. I mean, you're still attracted to women, and that's something to be celebrated. So, I feel like there's a conversation that can be had with the family. Let's say that things work out with this guy. She should still be able to sit down with her family and say, with those things you said hurt me, and I don't want you to be happy for me just because this is a man. Like I want you to love me and accept me for who I am because that's what you should do because you're my parents.
Right, exactly.
God, Emma, we're just
Well
solving
said.
world problems over here.
Yeah, that's a tough.
Oh, you know what?
that's a tough
Actually,
one.
Emma, I have a question too I wanted to read. Do you mind if I read it?
Please.
Okay. Hi, Emma Matteo. Big fans of your podcast. This is written. I am 63 years old and I work with my sister. We're a duo act and we've been working ever since 1965.
Is it Donnie and Marie?
We
Just bring it all around.
How stupid is this joke? I was just going to say, I hate myself and my sister and this show. What do I do? P.S. I was in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. All right, Emma, this was a really good episode.
Oh, I thought that really was something that someone had written in.
No, I made that up.
Oh, I thought from the beginning part, and then I thought you were joking in the whole thing. Oh, it wasn't. All right, well, have fun. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Keep writing in questions and stuff, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.